Well, we here at Fox 24 News Now want to wish the U.S. Coast Guard a very happy birthday. This waterfaring agency is of particular importance to us here in the Lowcountry. Joining us to talk about its indelible impact after 235 years is Lieutenant Michael Allen, Chief of Incident Management, and Ensign Tayler Beard. Glad to have you both with us. You don't look a day over 200, so 235, pretty good. What's your secret?
235 years, moisturizing.
That's what it is. And the old sea air too, I'm sure, has been nice. So Ensign, let me start with you, Tayler. I've never heard this term before, so what does that mean exactly?
Yeah, so we mirror the Navy with rank, so it's for officer, it's your first officer rank, so it's 01.
So, and you're new to the Coast Guard. How long have you been?
7 months.
7 months, so not even a full year just
not yet.
What made you decide to join the Coast Guard?
Yeah, so I have a really big military family. I have 5 generations of Air Force on my family, so I really enjoy the ocean side of things. My degree's in marine biology, and I've always wanted to kind of stick with that, so that's why I went Coast Guard.
Goodness gracious, so the sea was calling after you. Yes.
Yep.
And you've been with the Coast Guard for how long?
20 years now this month.
All right, so and I do mean this in all sincerity, you must have been very, very young when you started.
Yes, straight out of high school.
Straight out of high school. And why were you drawn to the Coast Guard?
Well, I wanted to serve and I wanted to save as many lives as possible, and I've definitely been able to do that in the Coast Guard. My prior career before I became an officer was actually in aviation. That's why I have these wings on.
Oh.
And so I was what's called a flight mechanic, flying in the door of the H-60 helicopter, both out of Florida and North Carolina.
Oh goodness. So like Tayler, you are also drawn to the ocean, and you enjoy that aspect of protecting the nation, which there's a lot that happens in the water that the nation needs to be aware of and to protect itself from. So maybe you could talk a bit about what the role of the Coast Guard is, and particularly here in the Lowcountry.
Well, you want to start?
Yeah, would you like to go ahead?
Yeah, so one of our big things we have is marine and environmental protection. So we do a big part of preventing oil spills, hazardous releases, and we also respond to any incidents that happen. So we're kind of protecting our coastal waterways, all of the navigable waterways in Charleston, just making sure that we're keeping it clean and safe just for our community, the marine ecosystem, recreational boaters, tourism, commercial fishing, kind of.
And what about foreign threats? Is that ever an issue here?
Well, not so far, but we do continuously do port security, and we are a Department of Homeland Security, so we are prepared for those, and we work with our partner agencies and the DoD as necessary.
Well, considering that Charleston is such a transient hub for a lot of carriers and things like that, does that pose a challenge for you in doing your job day to day?
Not specifically. So our role in this area is Homeland Security and Defense, but we fill a lot of other roles. We do, as she said, maritime environmental protection and response, aids to navigation, law enforcement. Search and rescue is one of the biggest things that people kind of know us for.
Sure.
You know, when people are having their worst day, it's kind of they're happy to see us.
Yeah. And you obviously you have to be very good at navigating the ocean. Is that a challenge at all?
Yeah, it definitely takes a little bit to learn. It takes time, but
yeah,
every
just lots of practice.
Yeah, lots of practice. Every one of our coxswains, which is the guy that drives the boat, is kind of in charge of the vessel. They pass a pretty rigorous qualification process to do that. But other than that, we have people that are conducting law enforcement. You know, the Port of Charleston supported nearly $100 billion in economic impact just last year. And so that equated to nearly 5,000 or over 5,000 vessel screenings. We do thousands of boardings and inspections to keep commerce flowing in the Lowcountry.
Yeah, which is really important for us here. Is there anything surprising about the Coast Guard that people may not know that you would like them to know?
Well, I mean, there's technically 11 different missions that the Coast Guard does.
Yeah.
You saw
will environmental be one
Yeah,
of them,
there's
right? And then-
so a lot of environmental side. There's a living marine resources
Okay.
in there. We kind of look at the fisheries side of things, and sometimes you don't always see that. You see much more of the search and rescue side.
Absolutely,
For
absolutely.
the law enforcement aspect, one of the big concerns in this area is consistently illegal charters or vessels that are conducting
Oh,
charters
sure.
without having the proper safety equipment, licensing, and things
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
So that's been a focus recently.
So how are you celebrating 235 years?
Well, the Coast Guard, we are actually having our own kind of morale event with all the local Coast Guard units in the area. So everyone's going to kind of get together and celebrate 235 years.
It's amazing.
Yeah, there's
235 years.
A lot of us. I think there's about roughly 1,000 of us that might be out there probably. So
Probably,
it's gonna be a
and
good day.
I mean, the Coast Guard is only growing in this area too.
Yeah.
Well, indeed, yeah, and it's certainly come a long way. So we're going to be looking forward to the next 235 years. We won't be here to see it, but you're doing a wonderful job being the stewards of this agency. So thank you both for joining us. Really appreciate it.
Oh, absolutely.
Thank you.
We'll be back in 2 minutes.